Hello there, YouTube. I'm kind of in a hurry. I still want to make this video with half an hour remaining because I want to get it finished before the end of this day, 9th of May. And the reason I want to do this because 9th of May is a federal holiday here in Russia. It is simply called the Victory Day. It commemorates the date of the unconditional surrender of Germans in the part of the Second World War, which is called the Great Patriotic War in Russia. Although this translation is actually somewhat misleading. Patriotic is just such a cliche word. The exact translation will be, from Russian into English, will be the Great Fatherland War. So, looking through the social media today, all the greetings, the commemorations, there was a parade on the Red Square. But among other things, I came across graphic presentation done by some researchers in the US about the casualties of World War II, and the numbers once again amazed me. Because they show it as columns composed of dots, and each dot represents 1,000 humans. They show the Allied forces, the European countries, the Germany, and then they go for the Soviet Union, and the column just goes up, and it goes, and your heart sinks, really. .7 million humans, excluding the civilians. We literally don't have a family here in Russia that didn't lose someone. Mine lost 2, and my grandfather survived the war. He was a career Navy officer. He survived the war. He never spoke of it. He smoked this pipe. So I'm just commemorating him. But seeing these numbers, I was once again reminded why I have such an easy feeling about power. We have... Oh, sorry, made a mess. There's a Soviet black and white TV series from the 80s. Let me check. It was done in 73, not the 80s, 70s. It's called the 17 Moments of Spring. It is basically a spy thriller about the Soviet spy that infiltrates the highest ranks of the German war machine. There's a moment in this series when this spy character is speaking with Heinrich Müller, who was the chief of Gestapo, the German secret police. That character says something to the main character of the series that resonates with me every time I watch this series. I know that it's just fiction, something that the scriptwriter imagined and put in the mouth of the character, who's played by a very, very likable Soviet actor, because they apparently didn't have the picture of Heinrich Müller, who was in turn one of the several high-rank German officials and war criminals who wasn't found. He apparently escaped. Damn these pipe gurgles. So he says he's basically urging the character to think about the future, that Germany is done as is, but they must look into the future. He says, remember, on the moment, at any point in the future, someone somewhere in the world, while greeting another person, says hail instead of usual hello. At that moment, know that we are welcome there, and from that place will begin our triumphant return. So I'm always remembered that line since I first heard it. Because all these horrors and all the casualties, all the dead, the atrocities, these were not done by, zombies or aliens or some threat that sprung from another dimension. It was all done by people just like you and me. The only difference being that they were living under the totalitarian government, and their leader just happened to be a sick fuck. So all the power really terrifies me, and the greater the authority, the power, the totality of the power, the greater my fear is. Because if your leader just happens to be a sick fuck, he will cause all the nation basically to reach inside and pull out the darkest, most twisted things they have in their subconscious and manifest those onto the reality. That's what the Germans basically did. That's what I'm thinking on this celebration day, 9th of May. The same YouTube clip, I'll put a link in the bucket below. It says that we are living in, after the World War II, we are living in the unprecedented period of world peace, whereby no major power is fighting another major power with significant amount, comparatively significant amount of casualties. So I want to just remind everyone that we basically inherited it from the dead of World War II, the previous wars, and it's really up to us to maintain that miracle of a peace. So I'm going to leave you on this note. Export this video before. Well, I won't export it before the end of the day, but you'll see it, hopefully. And I'll film something more cheerful. So whoever watching this is celebrating the 9th of May, congratulations to us all. And I'll be back real soon with something more cheerful, hopefully. In the meantime, see you and goodbye.